respected Director, members of the management of Saintgits College of Engineering and Technology, Principal, Deans, faculty members, proud parents, and very dear graduates of the 2026 batch. We all have assembled here to celebrate with you your graduation, the batch of 2026. So it's not just a celebration of the graduation, instead it is a celebration of the transition or the transformation. So you are going to change from the from the classrooms to the boardrooms. You are going to change from the term assignments to responsibilities. You are going to change from the examinations to decisions that you are going to take that will change the lives, change or transform the industries, and even have an impact on the society, our state, our nation in large. So, it is a celebration for you. It is not just a celebration for you, it is a celebration even for this institution. That is why year after year, every year, they celebrate the Convocation. Mainly to tell the world that they have refined you, they have molded you to face the real world, to build the future. And when I am telling about the future, I need to tell you, being an educator, I need to tell you that we are totally uncertain as to what the future is going to be. Even every studies say that there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of the future. Because we all know that AI is transforming the industries, or the automation and robotics is redefining the job roles. The climate change is demanding for sustainable innovation, and data is everywhere. As you know, data has become the infrastructure of the present civilization. So what the employers are looking for is not just the degree that you are earning, but in addition to the degrees, because degrees of course is required, it opens the door. And then how far you go in this open door totally depends on your capabilities, your skills, your mindset, your values. So every employer looks for certain skills as such. So your principal was mentioning about many of the skills. I'll just add a few more. The employers normally look for problem solvers. They look for innovators. They look for creative thinkers. They look for people who are good at communication skills. They look for people who are collaborators. They look for ethical leaders. They look for people who are adaptive learners as such. They look for people who are emotionally resilient individuals. Many, many things. I'll just give you a few examples so that it will be easy for you to understand what each one of these traits is and think whether you have these traits, and if you don't have it, to be of demand in the present world, in the future, you need to acquire these skills one by one. Primary thing is problem solving, because we normally identify a problem and try to tell the problem, never thinking about our responsibility of solving it. I just remember a batch during 2018 when Kerala was facing floods. A group of engineering students, they identified a problem that one of the marketplaces was totally isolated, and people, even though they had demand, they couldn't go to the market because mostly the elderly, the people who have ill health, the children, were unable to go to the marketplace because it was flooded. So what, identifying that problem, what they did was, they formed a WhatsApp ordering system in 2018. They enabled UPI payment system for both the customers as well as the shopkeepers. They made the auto drivers, the delivery partners, and every item starting from medicine to grocery, everything was getting served at the doorsteps, and it was a great relief for all the people who were sitting safely at home. So these students never thought that they become CEOs and then try to solve a problem. They never thought that we are not social workers, we are not politicians to take the responsibility of solving a problem. So they were real leaders, and the society has a lot of demand for people who are problem solvers, not just identifying the problem, but coming up with solutions as such. In that connection, I remember another batch where I'm going to tell about critical thinking, the property of critical thinking. There is a college under PTU. It is a self-financing college where the management has decided to cut short the number of hours of the library working. Mainly because normally the library works from 9 to 4 or 9 to 5, whatever it be. And then after that they have to pay extra for people who are, for staff who are going to stay back and take care of the library after the office hours. So they had to pay extra. And what the management found was they were unnecessarily spending money because the students are not interested in library. They came to a conclusion that the present generation, the Gen Zs, are not serious with the studies. They are more into social media. They're wasting time with the gadgets and many things which normally you hear from the elders. And then a batch of students, the minority who were using the library were really affected. So rather than emotionally protesting that we need extra library hours, what they did was they went around, they were critical thinkers, they went around, collected data. The data, what they got was, normally the students get 3 hours during the afternoons, and it is too hot. And this library is located far away from the departments, and the students will have to move in the sun. So, and another data that they found out was that they normally prefer using gadgets in the library, and the library had made very little soccer points. Then they also found out that the seating in the library was not very comfortable. And then they normally prefer e-books, many things. And the students went to the management and proposed a solution. The solution was that if a little amount is spent for this, very small amount, like we'll try to design with the architects and the civil engineers, we'll have a project, we'll take up a project and design a shady walkway where we have all the climbers, and we'll have a shady walkway from the departments to the library. We'll have a few bean bags in the library where students can relax, comfortably sit, and few extension boards, and that will solve the problem. And the management listened to them, and they made these changes. Very little financial burden only for the management. And what happened was that in 2 months, the usage of the library came up by 62%. So they were not emotionally reacting to an issue, but they critically analyzed, because you know that we have data nowadays, and wisdom comes from the proper usage of these data. They analyzed the data and came up with a solution. Wonderful it is. They are critical thinkers, and you need to be critical thinkers. A very important characteristics that you need to have is adaptability. What is adaptability? I'll tell you an example. I had a student, she was not my student, she studied in my college. She was a mechanical engineer, and after her BTech, she went to US and did her MS and PhD in combustion engine. And then she came as a lead in one of the automobile industries in India. And during the COVID time, the company decided to shift to electrical vehicles. That was the decision, because it was an international track, and they decided that the India unit will go for electric vehicles hereafter. So rather than feeling irrelevant, rather than feeling that I need to quit, what she did was she started learning about batteries. She started learning about electrical technology, the electric drives. She started learning about, she started taking online class courses. And in 2 years, she built an electric vehicle prototype in her garage along with her team. And when finally the company shifted to electrical vehicles in 2022 last, she was the one to lead the electric vehicle session. That is adaptability. Adaptability doesn't mean what you know, what is your knowledge, what is your experience, but your willingness to learn. Willingness to learn is what the principal was telling. To unlearn, relearn. The same thing happens in the case of adaptability. You need to continuously learn. And it is only people who can continuously learn will be successful in the future. So that is adaptability. And many other characteristics are there. I'll tell you about 3 characteristics in one person which will be very easy for you to remember. It is the characteristics of courage which you need to have to survive in this world. It is patience which the Gen Zs have. We complain that Gen Zs are very, they expect everything to be done in a very fast manner. So we normally complain that you don't have patience. And another thing is perseverance. 3 in one person, I'll just tell you that he was a person who has made us sit in the light when he himself was toiling in the dark. He's none other than Thomas Alva Edison. When he failed 10,000 times, when he was asked about his failures, he said, I have not failed 10,000 times, instead I have found 10,000 ways by which the things won't work. It is courage, because once you fail once, when you fail once, you will normally think that what my parents will think, what my neighbors will think, what others will think. And second time when you fail, you normally become depressed. You will think that you are useless. No, there are celebrities. They all, I can tell you that most of the celebrities have had this failure in life. But they have failed, and failure has become a stepping stone to success, or failure has become a part of success in their life. So never fear failures. Never fear failures, because failure would have been a part of every person who has succeeded in life. And when you are successful, when you are sitting here successful, think of people who have been part of your success. Think of your parents who have really suffered a lot. Might be they have suffered. They would have given their earnings, they would have given their time, their sleep, their energy, everything for you. It is success for them also. It is time to appreciate all the parents also here. And then your alma mater. Alma mater has made you what you are. Be thankful, because you are the people who are, in your journey. When you take your journey should bring honor, not just to your family, to your friends, but also to your alma mater, to your teachers, to the institution as such. So my best wishes go out to each and every one of you. Congratulations to the parents also, and congratulations to the institution. My best wishes to the institution, so that being an autonomous institution, they can flourish much higher and to a much higher level in the education as such. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you.